will be covered today in China Undercover. You find our information helpful, please subscribe and turn on the notification. It will help us get more motivation to produce more quality videos. Now back to the news. The video you just witnessed is the collection of gutter oil. As you can see, it is taken from unsanitary wastewater. Beverages produced from decayed apples, treats prepared without the basic hygiene of gloves, dried squid tainted with insects, chicken feet carelessly trampled with shoes, bananas artificially hastened with chemicals, dough manipulated with bare feet, and chili sauce prepared in exposed environments. One worker, while applying chemicals to sugar canes, expressed indifference to the potential harm to consumers, prioritizing sales over safety. The people producing questionable oil claims their methods are legal. Another incident happened in the eggs industry. The clip you just saw is how a fake egg in China is produced. The workers take some sort of white glue, which is usually made from starch, but in this case, it is sodium alginate. Dip it into the water to make it softer, then make the glue to take the form of the egg white. Before finishing, the workers put in an egg yolk, which is actually a combination of resin, gelatin, alum, tartrazine, dye, and eatable calcium chloride. All these chemicals are toxic to the human body and can even cause cancer. Finally, for the fake eggs to keep its shape, as well as to create the shell for the egg, a transparent egg-like shell is added. These fake shells are actually made from calcium carbonate mixed with paraffin, wax, and gypsum powder. Unfortunately, these fake eggs have entered the international market. Despite chicken eggs being widely available and affordable, India has reported an influx of counterfeit eggs believed to be from China. These fake eggs are alarmingly convincing, leading some individuals to avoid eggs altogether. The artificial eggs, especially prevalent in Kerala, an Indian state on the southwest coast, have been identified in stores and supermarkets. Consumers have noted differences like hard-to-crack shells and a rubbery texture when cooked. State Health Minister K.K. Shailaja has initiated an investigation into the China's fake food industry has damaged the domestic and international market. The agony and anguish endured by its victims have been nothing short of a nightmare, both physically and psychologically. That is why food fraud is a significant issue in China, with over 100,000 cases investigated in 2021, involving over 1 million tons of food. This highlights the scale of the problem and the potential harm caused to consumers. Not to mention, from 2010 to 2020, the National Foodborne Disease Surveillance System reported a total of 17,985 food poisoning cases in China. These resulted in 73,252 illnesses, 38,829 hospitalizations, and 1,269 deaths. The fake food industry in China can imitate various types of food and branches, including milk, vegetables, ice cream, etc. Some common foods that being fake in China include: in China, rat meat has been consumed in the past, and it is still eaten in some regions today. Besides being eaten like every other cattle in the past, now there have been instances where rat meat was sold as mutton, lamb, duck, or pork. According to reports, rat meat can be used to fake other types of meat in China by adding illegal chemicals and dyes to make it look more expensive. In addition, traders have been known to use illegal chemicals to transform rat, mink, and fox meat into counterfeit mutton slices, which are popular for use in hot pot, and sell them to local markets. Chinese authorities have also reported that traders have bought uninspected meats, including rat meat, and disguised them as beef and mutton with the addition of food coloring. The health risks related to these fake meat made out of rats include food poisoning, allergic reactions, and other health problems such as kidney and liver damage, pre-HALP death. In addition, consuming rat meat itself can pose health risks, as rats can carry diseases and parasites that can be transmitted to humans. Overall, you should not eat rats in the first place, let alone let it in your porks. In the video, even though it looks like the man is destroying a bunch of plastic bags, it is actually a process to produce fake rice. Rice is the most consumed product in Asia. Strangely enough, initial reports about fake rice in China started circulating in the media since about 2010 because fake eggs have circulated China's market since 1990. Unlike most of the fake food on this list, it is suggested that plastic rice was being manufactured and mixed in with the real rice supply in order to trick consumers. Also, there are different reports about the ingredients used to make fake rice in China. Some reports suggest that fake rice is made by mixing potatoes, sweet potatoes, and plastic. The plastic is added by forming potatoes and sweet potatoes into a rice-like shape, then adding industrial synthetic resins. One Chinese restaurant association official warned that eating 3 bowls of plastic rices is the same as eating 1 vinyl bag. Shockingly, the U.S. government has reported that fake honey is one of the most faked foods in the world, and that much of it comes from China, which means that fake honey is a large concern worldwide, including China itself. The exact ingredients used to make fake honey in China are very diverse, but some reports suggest that it is often mixed with other ingredients like sugar syrup to make it cheaper to produce. According to the China Bee Products Association, half of the honey sold in China is fake. In the video, the man produces the fake honey by adding artificial coloring, preserved fruit syrup, and artificial sweetener to make fake honey. It is said in the video that even bees would not consume such a thing. Generally speaking, the industrial salt or the fake salt mentioned in China in most cases refers to nano 2. While true salt is Xi'an, the scale of fake salt in China is extremely huge. In 2015, police raided a massive fake salt factory worth 20 million yuan across northern parts of China, confiscating a large volume of counterfeit salt. 22 suspects were caught, but for unknown reasons, the number of fake salt in this case was never revealed. This shows the number of fake salt in China is so huge that the CCP willingly concealed it. The fake salt in China is made of industrial salt, which is banned from human consumption because it can contain harmful contaminants. The industrial salt is mixed with other substances, such as agricultural waste from a chemical engineering factory, to make it look like edible salt. The fake salt is then sold to wholesalers and passed off as table salt. Consuming fake salt can lead to kidney and liver damage, cancer, or even death. When mentioning fake milk, we have to mention the 2008 China milk fraud. It happened in 2008. Sanlu Group's milk and infant formula, along with other food materials and components. The scandal led to the deaths of at least 6 infants and sickened more than 300,000 others. The scandal caused widespread public outrage and led to a recall of millions of cans of infant formula. The scandal also led to the arrest and trial of 17 people involved in producing, selling, buying, and adding melamine in raw milk. The 2008 Chinese milk scandal remains a significant event in China's history and a reminder of the importance of food safety and regulation. Unlike many products, this product can have multiple ways of producing, some of which include adulteration with melamine. In the 2008 case, Sanlu Group's milk and infant formula, along with other food materials and components, were adulterated with the chemical melamine, which resulted in kidney stones and other kidney damage in infants. The chemical was used to increase the nitrogen content of diluted milk, giving it the appearance of higher protein content in order to pass quality control testing. Counterfeit labeling. In April 2016, Shanghai authorities arrested 9 people involved in producing more than 17,000 tins of fake milk powder with counterfeit labels. The fake milk powder was produced in an unlicensed factory and sold under the names of well-known brands. Protein drinks sold as milk formula. In May 2020, the Hunan provincial government investigated allegations of a protein drink being sold as milk formula, after parents reported that their children had developed swollen heads after being fed the drink on. At least 5 children reportedly developed swollen heads after being fed a protein drink allegedly sold as suitable for babies. The rampant spread of counterfeit liquor in China paints a bleak picture. Beyond the previously mentioned tainted beers, the focus of counterfeiting centers on premium baijiu Chinese distilled liquor and imported wines. The epitome of this crisis lies in Maotai, an esteemed baijiu brand, with a price tag soaring into the thousands of yuan per bottle. The allure of substantial profits has spawned an uncontrollable surge in counterfeit Maotai products. In response, the Maotai distillery has resorted to implementing measures such as intricate cap designs and the incorporation of anti-counterfeit chips adorned with unique identification codes within the caps. Their tactics include repurposing authentic Maotai chips and embedding them into counterfeit Maotai caps. Furthermore, they brazenly introduce their own homemade counterfeit chips into fake liquor bottles, duping unsuspecting consumers into believing that they've successfully bypassed Maotai's anti-counterfeit traceability system by using NFC phone authentication. Duck blood is a delicacy in China, especially duck blood tofu, made from blood extracted from slaughtered ducks. However, there have been instances where fake congealed duck blood was made from lower quality cow and sheep's blood. Wake video. An article in the Beijing News also pointed out that most of the duck blood on Beijing's market is actually cheaper pig or cattle blood. In September 2020, the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service issued a public health alert for an undetermined amount of imported cooked duck blood curds from China, which were exported to the US without inspection or records. Some of the health risks of consuming these blood include formaldehyde toxicity. Formaldehyde is a toxic chemical that is commonly used in the production of fake duck blood to increase its firmness and prolong its shelf life. Formaldehyde exposure can damage the liver, kidneys, and nerves, and can cause respiratory problems, skin irritation, and cancer. Contamination with harmful substances. Fake duck blood may be adulterated with a large amount of water, starch, blood meal, pigment, and other harmful substances. These substances can pose health risks to consumers, including gastrointestinal problems, allergic reactions, and other health problems. Foodborne illness. Consuming fake duck blood made from contaminated or adulterated ingredients can increase the risk of foodborne illness, including bacterial infections, viral infections, and other health problems or other health risks. Consuming fake duck blood made from chemicals can also increase the risk of other health problems, including liver damage, kidney damage, and nerve damage. The damage of fake food cannot be calculated by cold numbers. According to some reports, the number of foreigners visiting China at its peak was roughly 140 million tourists at its peak. The population of China is roughly 1.4 billion people, which means that at least every year there are approximately 1.5 billion people, including children, getting cancer, heart diseases. Not to mention, China goods have been presented all throughout the world. The number must be way higher. All of the pain and suffering just so the industry can make some quick buck. Not to mention, the food safety issue in China has evoked widespread criticism, cementing the Made in China label as synonymous with deceitful products. This has sparked a global movement to boycott Chinese products as counterfeit and substandard food items continue to plague the market. Multiple factors intensify this alarming situation: erosion of morality. The draconian rule of the CCP, coupled with the suppression of ethical principles, has resulted in a sharp decline in moral values. The quest for monetary gains has eclipsed any pursuit of spiritual upliftment, driving individuals to pursue unscrupulous endeavors for financial gain. Paltry legal consequences. The inadequacy of legal repercussions for flouting the law motivates individuals to brazenly engage in illicit activities. Prior to 2011, penalties for manufacturing counterfeit goods in China were trivial. The profits reaped from counterfeit operations consistently outweighed the trivial fines, rendering the penalties a toothless deterrent. Regulatory oversight and absence of accountability. China's regulatory landscape is an amalgamation of governmental bodies, each responsible for overseeing the food industry to varying degrees. However, the absence of accountability and the dearth of responsible oversight engender a scenario where power is wielded, but no one accepts responsibility. Officials invariably prioritize actions that bolster personal interests while ignoring matters devoid of financial incentives. Public reports of violations are often met with apathy from indifferent officials. Fragmented food processing. China's food processing infrastructure, particularly in rural pockets, predominantly comprises small-scale operations and family-run workshops scattered across disparate locations. This decentralized arrangement significantly complicates efforts to monitor and regulate the industry. Furthermore, many counterfeiters possess limited education and exhibit a feeble grasp of legal concepts, amplifying the likelihood of violating laws. In essence, the root cause of all these issues ultimately stems from the erosion of people's morality. When individuals forsake righteous beliefs and ethical values, and when moral boundaries no longer act as restraints, the rampant proliferation of counterfeit foods persists unchecked. And that is today's episode. If you found this video informative, please subscribe and ring a bell to get notification. Thank you for watching and see you next time.